It will be 2,000. You're in Times Square with a couple of million intimate friends. They're ready in 30. In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy 2000!
The year is 2000. Gaming is entering a new era. 3D graphics are evolving fast. PC hardware is booming, and storytelling in games is starting to take itself seriously. First-person shooter games dominate the scene, and action games are loud, explosive, and trigger-happy. But in the shadows, a quieter kind of gameplay is starting to emerge. Games like Metal Gear Solid and Thief the Dark Project had already begun to prove that stealth could be tense, tactical, and deeply immersive. Enter Hitman Codename 47, a strange, gritty little PC game from a Danish studio called IO Interactive. It didn't hold your hand, it didn't follow trends, it asked you to be patient, precise, and cold-blooded. It wasn't just avoiding enemies, it was about becoming someone else entirely, watching, learning, striking, and disappearing without a trace. Today, we're going back to where it all started, the very first contract, before the barcode, and before the fiber wire became iconic. So, stealth veterans, let us talk about Hitman Codename 47. Codename 47 was developed by IO Interactive, a relatively unknown Danish studio back then, and published by Eidos, the same folks who brought you Tomb Raider. Initially, IO Interactive were working on a fantasy game called Rex Dominus. They made an engine for it called Glacier Engine, which had real-time ragdoll physics, skeletal animation, and complex AI behavior. Unfortunately, the game was cancelled. Then IO Interactive made Hitman through the same engine. The game was their first title, and it launched in November 2000 exclusively for PC. The game is simple. You play as Agent 47, a bald assassin with a barcode on the back of his head, a genetically engineered clone raised in a mysterious asylum laboratory hybrid. Subtle, right? From the very beginning, the tone is cold, clinical, and unsettling, quite fitting for a protagonist bred to kill. This wasn't a heroic journey. This was a contract job, only for the greatest. Hitman Codename 47 was unlike anything else at the time. It wasn't a shooter game. It wasn't really a traditional stealth game either. It was something in between. Each mission throws you into a semi-open world map, giving you a target, multiple paths, and one goal. Don't get caught. You could go guns blazing, but the game hated you for it. Instead, it wanted you to dress up like a waiter, poison the soup, or snipe from across the street like a ghost. Disguises were key. If you knocked out the right guy, you could infiltrate any part of the level. But here's the thing, the AI kinda busted. Sometimes you'd walk by in full disguise and guards will open fire anyway, or ignore you completely. Classic 2000s stealth, right? Controls were clunky, the camera fought you, and saving was limited or sometimes not at all present. On some missions, one mistake meant restarting everything. Not ideal, but you and I kept coming back. Even with its rough edges, the design was ambitious. You weren't just playing the level, you were studying routines, timing movements, listening to guards. The variety was impressive too, from the streets and alleys of Hong Kong, the jungles of Colombia. Each mission felt distinct, with its own vibe and strategy. There was a story too, told in gritty cutscenes and dossier briefings. slowly pulling back the curtains on 47's origins. And the music? Composed by Jesper Kidd, you know what's up. It was moody, haunting, and set the tone perfectly. At launch, reviews were mixed. Critics praised the ambition and originality, but slammed the controls, bugs, and difficulty. And yeah, fair. The game was a mess sometimes, but it was also ahead of its time. What Codename 47 did was plant a seed, a new kind of gameplay where patience, creativity, and precision were rewarded over brute force. It laid the foundation for Hitman 2 Silent Assassin in 2002, which would refine everything and bring 47 to consoles for the first time. Looking back, Hitman Codename 47 was a flawed masterpiece, bold, experimental, and full of potential. Without it, we wouldn't have the modern world of Assassination Trilogy or 20 years of incredibly satisfying sandbox murder simulators. It may not have aged gracefully, but it started something that grew into one of gaming's most unique franchises. So, if you have ever silently garroted a target, shoved someone into a wood chipper, or dropped a moose statue from the ceiling, you've got Codename 47 to thank. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this dive into gaming history, drop a like, hit subscribe, and tell me in the comments which Hitman mission haunts your memories. Until next time, keep it clean, keep it quiet, and always hide the bodies.